Look at it.
What is going up, guys? It's your boy Josh from Moon City here today with another technical analysis video. So I've been getting a lot of requests to really give you guys an update on Pinterest, P-I-N-S. So we made a couple of videos back in, a couple weeks ago, around this range over here. So we did, some good trades, some good scalp trades, some good swing trades, above the 50. But right now, a lot of people are worried because it is hitting that low of 50.31. But I see relative strength right now in the 4 hours. You can see the MACD did not actually cross over the sellers from the buyers yet. So I'm still kind of waiting for that confirmation to cross over to actually make maybe a small swing trade or a call trade. To make maybe a small swing trade, right, on calls. And if you want to do so, this is honestly a great price for you to get some leaps. If you want to buy calls next year, that would still be a good, safer option for you to have some time on your contract, right? And you can see the TTM is actually losing the seller's momentum here, seeing that the yellow is coming in, and we might be able to see some kind of push similar to these indicators right here, right? So we want to see that crossover first. Hasn't done so yet. You see the RSI is on the almost around 41. So maybe we could see a small little pop throughout the next week. And, still some volume coming in from the buyer's side, but we still need some more pressure to the upside so we can push above these levels. Once again, these are going to be all my 4-hour charting levels over here. So you can pause the video and actually write these down for your future reference. Let's look at the 5 minutes, what's happening today. All right, so on the 5 minutes, we can actually see that it's trying to do some kind of double bottom action right here. I'm going to put another support right there at that wick. So that's going to be the 50.51. And today is kind of a weird day. Things are trying to break out, but still some sellers above the 51 area, having their limit orders here, right? So you can see this is a tough resistance to break. But you can see all the EMAs are kind of trying to cross over to 200, which is the yellow, which is actually not a bad sign or indication that we might have some upside next week. So once again, if you want to buy something next week or, further out, that would be a lot more safer. If you're trying to buy some swings or scalps, definitely would try to buy some time on that. All right. So let's look at, where we could possibly go. So my bull case scenario is going to be, if we do hold above the 51.42, we can definitely see some kind of range popping above to the 52.81. And, our next resistance is going to be the 53.48. But you can round these areas because this is kind of a small, tight range, right? So we just need to break above this, try to go back to 52.81. If we see more confirmation to the upside, breaking all these levels, we can definitely see a lot higher above the 55, right? So if I want to get some calls on this, let's look at, I'm going to look at maybe somewhere in the weeklies. I want to see maybe 29, October 21, October 29 area, because that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks out, right? So a little bit safer bet for you. And we do see a lot of volume, right? A lot of volume coming in to the 52 strikes. Really low open interest. So that's actually a good sign, right? We want higher volume than open interest. So this might be a really safer swing for you if you want to buy calls. Now, on my bearish scenario, okay, we probably would reject this level and then we would consolidate a bit. And then if we break that 50.51 level again, we might be seeing a little bit lower, but I really doubt that since this stock has been being beaten down over a couple months, right? So this is kind of like a good buying opportunity for Pinterest at the moment. You can see a lot of people were trying to buy on this dip over here, but the markets were not holding well, so it did kind of push this price a little bit lower. And you see this is really pretty much the low of this whole year. So I think that's going to be a good sign for you guys to buy some swings rather than puts. But once again, in the bearish scenario, we break that 50 level, we can definitely see lower. and we don't really see any type of, you know, hard support area here. But we can look at the daily, right? We can look at the daily here. Let's actually make the time frame to 2 years and 1 day, right? So if I look on the daily, you know, it kind of did fill this gap. So it kind of already did fill this gap around the 49, 40, 50 area, right? So it is filling that daily gap right here. Wouldn't be surprised in the bear scenario if it does push a little bit lower back to the 46, 49. So I'm going to put another level right there. And then if we do break that, we can definitely see a lot lower, back to 38, right? But definitely don't see that happening, since that is very, very, very low, below pretty much all these price targets up here. So, and then the next gap fill would technically be below the 31 level, right? And then if we do fill that gap, we can definitely see a huger like pump back to all-time highs, right? But you can see it is kind of like sloping down. Everything is below the 200 EMA on the daily, and definitely on the daily through the indicators, we do see still some red selling volume. Definitely the RSI is very oversold for pretty much a really, really long time, right? Since almost August. So we can look at the 4 hours once again. And if you do want to buy puts, right, I definitely would not suggest to get anything like that, unless we are kind of like pushing really, really high up here. And then once RSI is pretty much really overbought, then we can actually buy some puts on that. But highly suggest you guys getting something really, really far out once again if you are trying to buy long swings, right? So if we do look at maybe next year, right, and we call those leaps when it's expiration for next year, right? So January 22, the premiums are a little bit more expensive, but you know, it's actually a pretty good price if you are trying to, you know, find this price level to actually push above the 60 level until next year, right? So 250, right? 250 is not that bad if you want to buy something far out. You can see a lot of open interest over here just because it is the leaps, right? And a lot of people haven't been buying it yet, but you do see a lot of volume coming in to the 70 strike for next year, January 21 expiration. And we can actually see if you want to buy this really far out, right? Maybe 2024, you know, that's going to be a lot more expensive, but you know, that's going to give you a lot safer of a trade. Minimal losses because, you know, definitely you see more range coming up to the upside than the downside. You can see a lot of volume coming in at the 55 level strike here. But that's really like not what I suggest you do, since your gains will probably be a little bit lower, since you can get a lot more percentage around this area over here, right? The December, something end of the year would be a lot more safer and higher gains than if you would buy something too far out, right? So yes, buy something a lot more further out, but if it's too further out, you know, you're not going to get as much as you want, since the premiums are going to be a lot higher, right? Unless you are buying like, you know, hella contracts for that price. So once again, looking back at the chart here, we can see it is trying to give a good push, good green candle on the 4 hours, trying to push over that 51, right? So we need to really have a strong candle, close above that level, and then once we do push up back around this range, we can definitely break some more resistances. And then this level right here, and I'm going to change that actually to a different color, since that's going to be kind of like a major resistance levels for because of these candles trying to hit it, right? Didn't hit it, rejected it, and now we can see some kind of rebound happening sometime soon. So definitely you need to watch these levels for this week, and we definitely need to hit that 50. I'm gonna range it to 55 level, right? We really need to hit that 55 level and above to start pushing higher back up to 60. And once again, we did a couple videos back in the other weeks, and we did say that that's 58 and 60 level are going to be the most toughest resistance to break. But generally, if we do have good volume pushing above here, definitely will have a great EMAs crossing the 200, and we can definitely see a lot more push to the upside back above 66 and 70. All right, so hopefully that actually, you know, gave you guys some key levels to watch out for this week and better understand where you are in your Pinterest positions. And, you know, definitely once again review the bull case and the bear case that I explained, and definitely do, you know, do your own scenarios as well. You know, that's great practice to have like a bull case and a bear case scenario. If we do break these levels, you know, what we can buy further out in terms of buying options, right? So if you are very bearish on this, you know, definitely you can do puts as well. But you can see that the indicators are not showing that currently. So we're going to see a little bit more of the upside just because it's beat down a lot. Definitely, if I did give you guys any kind of value in this video, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and comment down below where you think that the stock will move. You know, do we see a little bit more higher? Can we break these resistances and, you know, push it a little bit higher? Or do we consolidate for a little bit and kind of shake out a lot of people and then push up? You know, what are your thoughts on this? And we are also still doing our $100 giveaway because you guys have been so helpful and supportive of this channel. So if you want to enter into that raffle, you can just look at the rules in the description down below. All you have to do is like this video, subscribe, and comment down below anything you want, and that will enter you into the raffle. Alright guys, you guys be safe and have a great trading week.